Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. So we had the time 10 chance for the Prestige Cup car that's this season's car, which is a former milestone. This is a Hyundai NPX1 Ioniq. So I'm going to pull it because, not because I need to, but let's pull it because I have the car still stock. You have to, or you should, if you can, build it for this season. Getting a few extra to strip for parts certainly won't hurt, and we can talk about some of the trash that comes out of silver keys, and sometimes good surprises that come out of silver keys. Now, anytime you're pulling silver keys, one of the first things to keep in mind as a newer player is 750 keys before you start wasting keys. Why? For the most part, you're going to get garbage like this. 2-star, 1-star, that is the most likely chance of the cars to come to you, and they're mostly only good after you play for a little bit for parts. Meaning, I'm never going to complain about getting a Chevy so I can strip it for parts, but the car itself, that is the worst T3 right now after they nerfed it, so there's no reason for you to want the car. This, by the way, is my third 2-star. You didn't see my first pull. I didn't decide to start recording until after I got the first junker, and I go, ooh, okay, junker, let me talk about this. Now, not all junkers are complete junkers. Let's talk about this car. This is a 2-star Mustang 2015 Premium. For those who cares, and those who are newer, this one right here can be maxed out by buying the dealership Ford Mustang GT Premium, stripping that to get stage 6s and fusions, and guess what? This car will beat all 3 Tempests in Tier 3. I get asked that a lot. What was a good Tier 3 car to use for Tempest? Well, that Mustang is okay. But of course, it needs stage 6s. It needs near full fusion. It's not a car that you just get right through with stage 5 only, like some of the really good ones, which are almost all BMWs. But that Mustang, if you have no other option, certainly will get you there. People like Porsches, and Porsches are cool cars in the game. But despite the Cayman GT4 being okay in Tier 3, it's kind of a tricky car to set up for Tempest. I wouldn't necessarily use that car. Despite having more stars than the Mustang, you're better off with the Mustang unless you get a BMW. BMW being the one that's always going to be the better choice. And we're not talking about every BMW. We're talking about the M2, the Z4, M40i, those particular cars. Here is one of the, or if not the worst, Tier 1. A lot of players start with this car when they start off. Don't do that. I would go with the GTI. This car is just bad. It has no redeeming qualities other than it'll give you some green and blue fusions for your Toyota GR Supra, your Elite Tuner, when you get that car. So, of course, strip it, get the parts. Not something to even really keep for Tier 1. And boy, I'm having a great streak here with polls. 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. It's going downhill rather than uphill, which is something that sucks. But hey, that is your typical experience with pulling silver keys. Now, I have a lot of silver keys, so I don't know if it's punishing me for sitting on them all this time, or you're just having a bad week, right? Luck is a factor, and luck is something we can't define. Oh, there's my 5-star as I'm talking about luck. Hey, how about that? Maybe I should say the word luck more often. If you believe in systems, if you have that mentality of I got to do it this way, do it that way, by all means do it. I generally find that luck being what it is, just I get it when I get it. Okay, so that's the first one. I'm going to pull to loyalty because I'm not really polling just to get a car. I'm actually polling for very specific color and very specific and also just to get more so I can strip. I mean, mostly it's for, when you pull silver keys, it's for parts, right? You get parts cards, you strip them. If you're a newer player, obviously, once in a while you get something that's actually useful. But generally speaking, these are all going to be pretty bad cars. TTRS, terrible for Tier 2. Don't use this in Tempest. It spins tires, which means it's no good for Tempest 1, 2. Well, Tempest 1 you might squeeze through, but no good for Tempest 2, no good for Tempest 3. Don't build that car. Good for parts, and keep it. It is, I think, a car you need for collections or something. So don't strip the only one of any of your cars, even if it's garbage. All right, now, Another 1 star. So it was a string of 2s, 1s, and then 1 5. Now back to more 1 stars. Very common, very normal. I haven't done a key pull video in a long time, so you guys get to see some typical key pulls. Because once in a while, I would record a video of a key pull and it would be like this awesome chain of 5 star after 5 star. That happens, but it's not very common. Okay. 4 star cars in this game, there are not that many good ones, and generally speaking, they're bad. And unfortunately, you feel like you got something when you get a 4 star, but this 911R, first of all, I got a lot of them from before. It's not very good. It's used here and there in events. It's just 4 star cars generally do not impress me in this game. And this being another 4 star car, that's bad. Out of these gold key pulls, just since we're pulling keys, this car is actually decent for live racing, for if you know how to set it up. These two are not. So these two you're pulling for events, and I think the developers know that this is the better car. They made it the 20 gold key car rather than the 10. But the Diablo SV is better. I know the real reason they did it is because it's a purple star versus gold star. Okay, before someone jumps down my throat about it. But Max, that's because it's a purple star. Okay. But it's also the better car, which isn't always true. Sometimes gold star cars are better than purple star cars. But in this case, that purple star car is actually decent. All right. So we're up to 11. I got another one. It's the same milestone color. I'm looking for a black one. I'll be honest with you. I would like to get this car in black. I think it looks good in that. I'm not even sure if they have black, but white is okay. I saw the white one. But black would be better. So this one, old car, looks cool, sounds cool. Diablo SV. What is it? Aventador SV. Great thing. Lousy car. Good for parts. If you don't already have one, of course, keep it. But yet again, 4-star car that is basically a disappointment. Okay. So I hope Loyalty will give me something other than the blue color that, I know that's the Hyundai's blue, racing blue for their in cars, but I just don't like smurf blue. It's not one of my colors. All right, so here, this is the 1-star Golf GTR, which I wish, GTI. If you get this car, keep it. For Tempest 1 and 2, it'll be good enough for you to get through. 1-star version is the better one to use. Tempest 3, they're going to give you the Miata, so you're kind of stuck. But that 1-star GTI is actually a good option to hold on to. You can max it again with the dealership no-star GTI, and voila, you got your Tempest 1 car for Tempest 1 and 2. Or if you really don't have other options, I mean, you can always use it for the licensing, but I wouldn't do that. Most people use the Boss 302 for the licensing, mainly because that's actually decent in live racing in the slower tiers. Not that most of us ever race in tier 1 and 2 after a certain point, right? Because you need cash being best made with tier 5 cars, not tier 1 and 2. You can make RP in tier 1 and 2 just fine, but cash, which is a huge thing in this game, you won't make with tier 1, tier 2 much. Okay, so junk to the end. Okay, I'm going to strip them all later for parts, but let's see what color I get for the Loyalty. If it's going to be another smurf blue, I'm going to have to maybe pull another 15. Because I really don't want gray either. It's gray. You know what? It's metallic gunmetal. I'm not hurt about this one. Everybody who watches my channel knows how much I dislike gray color as a general rule. But certain cars, and I've had this argument with my friend online multiple times, certain cars do look good in gray. That gunmetal gray car actually didn't look that bad to me. Let me take a look at it. Let's go look at it. I think the fact that it has so many faces of, edges and facets, it's almost like a cut diamond the way they do all the surfacing on this car, makes this somewhat tolerable. The red trim gives it a little bit of contrast. I don't love it. I have to be honest, I don't love it. You know, but in this particular car, this is a tolerable look. Let's take a look at that white one. Maybe I'm thinking now. I'm thinking, do I want the gray one or the white one? Let's take a look at the white one. Oh wait, that's the wrong car. Whoops. It's the same. It just doesn't have the wing. Hold on. Let's go look at the actual one. I just wanted the normal 5-in. So the NPX1 is the fancier version with the race wing and all that fun stuff. I haven't tested this car, so I don't know if it's any good in live. I haven't seen it in live, so chances are it's not special. But nonetheless, cool enough looking car. I don't like electrics in the game for sensitive launch issues and generally spinning tires if you mess up the launch. So it's not a car I'm probably going to really focus on building for any reason. But here it is, the white. Wow, this white actually, this is kind of like a, what do they call that? I don't want to call it satin. It's slightly, it has a sheen to it. You notice that? That satin sheen. Or you could call it pearl sheen. In this particular game with the graphics, this stuff really comes out. That's one of the strengths of Natural Motion, is making these paint colors really pop. I think I'm going to go with this one. I mean, I think the contrast is better. Let me know what you guys think. I'll build whatever color for this car since it's not a big deal to me. So we got 3 choices. We got white, gray, and blue. Let me know which one you want me to build, and I'll build the one that most people go for. I'm not going to be too stressed if you guys all push me to build the gray one. I think it looks fine. I like this white one. I just don't like Smurf blue. If you're going to force me to build a Smurf, I will get back at you at some point in a video. All right. I hope that was a interesting video for you. I mean, we talked a little bit about the cars that came out, mostly junk. But once in a while, you get a decent poll. I mean, 3 out of 15 polls, I can't complain too much. So the rest of it, again, most of the cars you get from Silver Key is going to be pretty useless. Be careful of what you focus on. And then, for the most part, they're parts cars. But if you're a newer player, 750 Silver Keys, only pull when you have it so you can make sure you get the loyalty and get the Prestige Cup car and not waste 600 keys and get nothing out of it. Most of the 1 stars junk, some 2 stars possibly not junk, but expect to get almost all junk, and then if you're lucky, 1 or 2 or even more of the actual Prestige car. All right, so that was the Prestige Cup key polls for this season. I hope you liked the video. If you do, leave a like. Don't forget to tell me which car to build. If you like my channel and like this kind of videos, subscribe, hit the bell, and you get notified when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.